are so funny. They look so small when they're running towards you. Come on. Everything's a sniff. It's a beautiful morning today. We've got a nice fresh start, but the sun's keeping us nice and toasty, so it's the perfect walking temperature. A lovely way to start the day. It's not always you get the right balance. You want through? Yes. Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be heading to Sooster & Hicks. The stuff that we're picking up today from Sooster & Hicks are some products that I'm going to be working on soon with Theory, which I think in a previous vlog I actually showed you my fitting in London. And so we've got some really nice pieces, and so I've just had them tweaked so they fit me in the way in which I want them to fit me. This morning, Lids and I have had a really lovely meeting just to tidy up some of the last of the garden designs, and I'm very excited to tell you that we have now finalised the shed plans. So I'm going to be getting my man shed and it's going to be looking glorious. I'm very excited. Just to give you maybe like a little bit of a descriptive vision, it's essentially going to be a oak cladded shed with a lovely overhang, and there's going to be a nice little section for my bin storage behind some lovely double doors, and then there's going to be external single skim log storage out the front of it. Some really nice beautiful oak posts. I have decided that I'm going to streamline my storage in there because we don't need 2 fridge freezers, so we're gonna have 1 fridge freezer. I've actually sold my ride-on lawnmower because the garden's become too intricate to get the ride-on on, so I've gone for a push lawnmower instead, which hopefully that exchange will be happening very soon. And then some storage for the bikes, my bee equipment, and then other little tools and stuff that I'll need for doing gardening. So I'm really looking forward to having this shed done. It is part of a larger project, and so I think it will probably be not the last thing they do, but I think it will be one of the last things that they work on, because they'll probably work from the very back and slowly work their way out of the property, so they're not getting in the way of other tradesmen whilst they're working. So this year we'll have a new shed. So very happy with the way in which this morning's meeting has gone, because it's been finalised and it's going to look absolutely stunning. I'm going to get myself over to Sooster & Hicks, pick up these bits, and when we get back I have a parcel that's arrived from America, and I'm looking forward to opening this because I essentially went online to buy a product, and upon finding the products that I wanted to purchase I went to look for some reviews, and when I was looking for the reviews on this product, A, there really wasn't many reviews, and B, I just kept on getting served reviews and write-ups of this product that I ended up buying. And so I tried to order it. It was out of stock everywhere in the UK, so I ordered it in from America, and I'm hoping that it's going to live up to all of the amazing reviews that it's had online, but I needed it for travel, so I'm going to open that with you when we get back, and I think it's going to be a nice little addition. So yeah, anyway, we'll catch up very soon. We have just arrived to Sooster & Hicks, and I just thought, if you were ever wondering what the store looked like, here it is. So it's on Woburn High Street, and they have got parking out the back as well, but I managed to get a spot out the front today, which was a bit of luck. It's a beautiful high street as well, so if you are around, there's some nice spots to grab some food, including Woburn Mosaic. There's also a couple of pubs. There is plenty to keep you busy down here. Right, we're back from Sooster & Hicks. I've managed to pick up the pieces that were needed for next week's shoot. So that was a successful journey. But as you can see, we have some parcels to unbox, and you'll have noticed the branding, Vessel. Now, I personally had not heard of the brand Vessel until I started to search for this item. I'm gonna grab my trusty Purdy knife. I'm somebody that really appreciates like quality and craftsmanship, and so this particular knife, it's really well crafted. It's got a nice blade on it. It's got a really nice weight to it. You don't have to go down the route of Purdy. There are lots of really cool handmade knives that you can grab off like Etsy and stuff like that. And so I just think it's like a practical product that I think that lots of people will find very useful, and it's just a little bit nicer to grab this to open up your parcels than using like scissors or whatever you've got to hand. You're probably wondering what's inside, and I can confirm it is golf related. I plan on in the future having trips where I travel to play golf, and that's like both for work and also for pleasure with friends and family. And so I needed to get myself a carry bag, because my current golf bag is a buggy bag or a cart bag, and I needed to get a carry bag. I also needed to get a travel case, and so naturally I wanted to get a set. The more I looked and the more I searched, I found myself warming towards the more luxury bags, and I found myself wanting to buy a stylish golf bag that was understated. I ended up seeing a bag that I really liked from J. Lindenberg. It was a nice bag. It did have J. Lindenberg written on the side of it, but it was the texture and the style and shape of the bag that I really liked, and that's the product that I started to research, and I couldn't really find too much information on it. What I kept on getting served was Vessel, which is this brand right here that I believe are an American brand. The reviews on it were really, really great. They have a small selection of different bags. They also cater for cart bags, trolley bags, carry bags, etc. And so I decided to go for, of course, my carry stand bag, and I really loved the design, and also the reviews were saying that this particular bag was nice and lightweight. They felt like it had a good quality. They really liked the storage on the bag, and so it kind of hit all of the markers that I was looking for a travel bag and a carry bag, but it also had the aesthetic. So let's take a look and see what it looks like in real life. Here we have it. This is the all black VLX carry bag, and I can confirm it's nice and light. As you can see, it's quite small, but it can fit a full set of clubs in it. One of the design elements I really liked about this bag was the strap attachment. You can see that they've got the buckle attachment, which is very similar to what you get when you're like in helicopters, and I'm sure that the pilots have these as well at the front of planes. I'm not sure if it actually aids me in any like practical sense. If I wanted to remove the straps, I could do from the bag itself, but I just thought it looked quite cool. I quite liked it. As you can see at the top of the bag, they've got 4 compartments, so I'll probably put my putter and driver at the top, my loft wedges at the bottom, and then my irons either side. They've got a nice carry handle at the back of the bag, as well as on the top of the bag here as well, which just makes it nice and easy when you want to lift your bag up quickly. It's a stand bag as well, so you've got your stands here, which look like they're in a carbon fibre. This is a really cool element of the bag. They've got a magnetic drinks holder, which has a really nice soft lining inside it as well, so it's just nice and quick. You can just access your drink really quickly, just pull it open and then it just flaps closed. A compartment at the front, which is where I'd keep my balls, and then at the side they've got a nice large compartment at the side of the bag, which would be perfect if you were taking like a jumper or some spare clothing like a hat or whatever. And then again, mirrored on this side, they've got another compartment which would be good for like ball markers, teas. If you were taking any food or whatever, you can stick it in there. It looks like they've also got another drinks compartment just down here at the side of the bag. It's also lined with the like I can't remember what you call this material, but essentially it's used to keep your drink cold. So it's like a little fridge compartment, which is elasticated, which is quite handy, which means that you can put different size bottles in there and it will hold it quite tight. It's quite a simple, minimal, no fuss style bag. I also believe I read somewhere that this actual material is like scratch resistant. So when you scratch the bag, you don't get left with a load of discrepancies. So it should hold its condition quite well, which of course when you're out on the course, if you play like me, you'll be in the rough every now and again. You might like drag the bag along some trees or like hit some hedges with it. Hopefully the bag doesn't get ripped and torn. This material should actually hold its condition really well. So that's the purchase that I made, and it arrived really quickly. It does come with a rain hood as well, which if you're in the UK, this kind of thing comes in very handy. I don't believe the bag's waterproof, it's just like water resistant, so it will repel the water, the raindrops, but if I was to be out all game playing with this bag in the rain, I'm not 100% sure that all elements of this bag are waterproof, but If it was just like a really light shower, then I believe it would be fine. And then, as I mentioned, I've also picked up the travel case to take my clubs abroad so I can travel with them. They will fit in this travel bag. There's a small compartment just on the side here, which I could use perhaps to put some gloves and stuff in. But in general, it's just a big open bag which will be able to facilitate my clubs. You have these plastic runners, which will obviously help the clubs be protected when they're being dragged through customs and stuff. They've got 2 wheels on the base, so I can pull them along nice and easily. And also they've got a solid base on the bottom of the bag, so I can stand the bag up. You'll see in the corner as well, I've got a pole here. This is an aluminium telescopic pole, which is used to put in the bag just to give the bag some structure. So when my bag and clubs are inside here, they're not what holding the bag together, this is. This was actually an extra, which I would have liked them to have included within the bag, because I do think it's quite fundamental to ensure that your clubs are protected. But it was only $35, but I think that it should just be part of the bag. So I did add that to my basket as well. Thought to myself, if I'm going to buy a vessel bag, I may as well buy a towel to go with it. This is basically used to clean your clubs off after you've taken your shot. I thought I'd pick this up so I have separate towels for separate bags, and I don't have to worry about changing them over. It's just a convenience thing. As you can see that they've got vessel stitched on. You can actually have all of these products customized. So if I wanted to get my name or initials, or if I wanted to have a message or anything written on the bag, you can actually do this. It is an additional cost, and if you are shipping it over or ordering it in general, then of course it will have a longer lead time. These guys were amazing. I actually contacted them just to let them know that I had ordered the bag, and I decided that I didn't want to customize the travel bag with my name on it. And so they were able to amend my order, and they also said that they'll do their best to get the item shipped out as quickly as possible for me. And I only ordered this probably 1 or 2 weeks ago, so I was very impressed with their efficiency. It was very quick and they were very accommodating. So far, the bag looks amazing. So I've got a nice, cool, dare I say it, chic golf bag, and I'm sure there'll be lots of people asking me about this on the course, because lots of people in golf that I've spoke to, they haven't actually heard of the brand. I think that these are going to be on the rise in the UK, because all of the reviews from the American market have been really great. So I'm pleased to have my hands on one, and it won't improve my golf game at all, but I'll be playing in a little bit more style. Well, I actually just went to put the towel on the bag, and I've just spotted that they've got a metal towel holder, which is nice and solid. It's also got a bottle opener just here, so if you're ever caught short on the course, there's a bottle opener on the towel holder, so you can crack a bottle of beer open. Or it doesn't have to be beer, it could be any drink, I guess, any bottle that has a cap on it. That's got your back. It's also got this umbrella holder, and that will just sit down into this section of the bag here, and then you can take this clip off and slot your umbrella down there as well. So there was a little bit more to the bag. I feel like I've still got something to learn. There's probably things that I haven't picked up on yet, but it looks really smart. And the straps, I just chucked the bag on, very comfortable, nice and soft, padded shoulder straps as well, which is actually really important, because there's nothing worse than carrying a bag around, being uncomfortable and trying to play a game of golf. So yeah, if I find any other little cool things with the bag, I'll let you know. Well, I was actually just quickly looking to see if there was anything online that showed me why there's a hole in this towel here. I'm not actually sure. I think it might be because you can stick your club head through. And as I was flicking through, I was like, oh, how interesting. Somebody's tagged the J. Lindenberg bag that I was mentioning to you. And then I read the description. A closer look at the JL times Vessel Plate ST bag, which is exactly why it looks very similar, because it is actually the Vessel bag. It's also explained to me why when I searched J. Lindenberg golf bag, I was getting served Vessel, because it is a Vessel bag. I had noticed that, of course, it was very similar, but I'd noticed that all the J. Lindenberg branding was on it, so I thought that they'd just done a take on the Vessel bag, and as it turns out, it's a collaboration. So I still am happy that I went for the Vessel own brand and not the J. Lindenberg edit, because of the big writing down the side. I just wanted something that was a little bit more understated, but that is a beautiful bag that you can get hold of in the UK, and it was the bag that I was looking to purchase. I just got a little bit distracted by all of the YouTube reviews on the Vessel bags. So I just thought I would cover that, because I'm sure there'd be somebody that already knows this and was eager to correct me that it is indeed already the Vessel bag that I had my eyes on. The excitement level of Barclay when it's food time. Show me you want the food. Show me you want the food. Yeah, boy. That's all we like to see. I'll get you fed. Look at the state of your bed as well. What have you done to it?
Rough housing.
Yeah, you have done some rough housing. Your mom. Come on then. Come on. These two are just on completely different wavelengths, aren't they? I've wrapped up in the office for today, and it's also that time of the month that I get the opportunity to sit down and talk to you about my Sky Cinema Club suggestions, and I think you're going to enjoy this week's. I sat down to watch Sky Original Black Site. I would describe it as a close combat, action-packed thriller. It has moments of suspense riddled throughout, and it isn't for the faint-hearted. However, if you're into action and thrillers, this film is going to be one to watch. It's probably one of my favourite Sky Original productions. I thought the production of it was really great, and some of it's like really real. You feel like you're in the moment with them, and I think that that's a sign of a good film. But the film that I wanted to focus on this week is Father of the Bride, and I actually didn't think that I was going to be saying this because there are a list of films that I had down that I was going to watch, some blockbusters, some Paramount, and the Sky Originals. I didn't think this was going to be the film that I was going to sit down and watch, but also enjoy the most. And I just loved that it was a film that Lids and I could both sit down over the weekend and enjoy. As it states on the tin, it's a film that primarily focuses on the father of the bride. It's a rom-com that elevates the values of family, and it also reminds us how we can adapt with love. And I just thought that they did it in a really fun and engaging way. It was a good film. It's not often that Lids and I both sit down and we both really enjoy a film together, because they're either too intense for Lids to watch, or in Lids' case, I guess sometimes I just find the films that she selects sometimes a bit slow, and I feel like this really struck the balance nicely between the two of us. We enjoyed it. So if you are looking for a film to watch this month, then this is one that I would suggest that you sit down and enjoy, because I think that it's a people pleaser. It's a feel good, you know? You don't watch it and come out feeling hypersensitive or sad. It's an uplifting film. If you would like to go and watch the trailers for these movies, as always, I'll be leaving a link to those in the description box below. I always suggest going to watch the trailers because I think they give you a good feel for a film. And let me know if you sit down and watch them and if you enjoy them, because it's good for me as well to understand what films you're enjoying that I'm suggesting, and potentially which films that you're not so interested in as well. And we will continue the discussion. Until next month, happy watching, and if there's anything that you've seen on Sky that you strongly suggest that I feast my eyes on, then please let me know as well. I think now I am just going to sort out those plants that are in the background of this shot because Lydia wants those removed. Probably do a little bit of tidying around the house, and then I'm going to settle down and relax because it's been a long day. Good morning. Today we have the cobbler coming over to tidy up some of my shoes. From afar they actually don't look like they're in bad condition, but if we take a closer look you'll see that they took a bit of a beating last autumn winter, and we're coming into the season again, so I'm having my boots just tidied up a little bit. So I thought I'd show you some before and afters so you can see before the work and after. So we've got some scuffs on the toe and along the side, also along the back. I know, Lummy. And these two pairs just need a bit of a polish up. So again, if I show you, you'll see that there's just a few little marks and scuffs on them. Just what you'd expect. They hold their condition really well though, these boots. These are my wedding shoes from Manolo Blahnik. They've got these like watermarks on them. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. No, it doesn't really pick it up too well, but they've also got a tear on the top. Thank you. On the top lace hole, and so that needs a repair on it. So we're going to see what we can do with that. Lots of these are very, very old shoes. These Dior shoes are so old, but again, they've just got scuffs around the sole, so I'm going to see if they can just be tidied up a little bit. Same with the Brunello Cucinelli sneakers. These actually haven't held their condition as nice as I was hoping, not as well as the suede sneakers. Again, I've just got a scuff on this toe here, so I'm just going to see if that can be tidied off. These are in quite bad condition. You can see where I've tried to clean them and I've left these black marks. I'm not sure if there'll be anything that can be done with these, but These are my suede sneakers that I was talking to you about when I was in Mallorca. The MS sandals. I'm just going to see if he can just tidy up the sole on these as well, just where I kick the floor. And very hopeful, almost I know the answer. I'm just going to see if there's anything that can be done with the yellow Loro Piana soles. I have been told by many people that there isn't, but I'm going to give them to him anyway and see what he can do. That is the before, and in a second I'll cut to the after. Mr. Cobbler has taken a fair few of the shoes from the selection. Lydia actually handed over a similar amount, to be honest with you, so he ended up dividing and taking some shoes away. So I have some of my shoes finished, and I thought I'd quickly show you the ones that he has done. First things first, we have the Crockett & Jones boots. I think I held up the left side. You saw that they were really scratched and in pretty bad condition. They weren't horrendous, but they weren't great. I mean, they're almost as good as new. You obviously have the creases and stuff in the shoe. He's obviously given these a polish up, a paint. They look absolutely smashing. So really happy with those. You then will remember that on the toe of the Aurelian sneaker there was a black mark on the suede. He's done a good job of getting rid of that. He also obviously cleans up the bottoms and everything as well. Here are the Brunello Cucinelli sneakers. A few little marks you can still see. It's actually raised and then it dents in and then raises again. So a little bit of that is shadowing, but again, these are in such nice condition again now. They're almost as good as new, which makes me very happy. And then I also had him just quickly polish up the Crockett & Jones shoes I have here. Just a little bit of paint, bit of a polish, and they're looking very good. Really happy with the job that he's done. Lydia was very happy as well because he managed to get some stains out of her wedding shoes. So it was a successful day, but as you can see, I've got a rail full of clothes here that I'm just about to set up to do a little bit of filming for a reels, and I've decided to start doing autumn looks. So get a little bit ahead of the game. I've got a really nice autumnal look here, which is nice and formal with a tie and a shirt. And then here I've got a slightly more casual look, which is kind of inspired, I guess, by Brunello Cucinelli with the cable knit and suit. And then at the back here, I'll talk to you about this tomorrow, we're going to be going to the Royal Polo in Windsor. Okay, I do apologise. Lydia's just said we're going to the Guards Polo, but we're in the Royal Box. And so I needed to wear a lounge suit, and so I have my suit here, which I'll showcase tomorrow. I'll be wearing the Oliver Sweeney shoes with those as well. And on the right, I've just set up an outfit for a campaign that I'm going to be shooting in the coming months with the Loro Pianas. So just a little bit of organisation. I find it so much easier doing this now I've sorted out my wardrobes, because everything's just so much more accessible. I've got so much more space in the room, and so my workflow's improved, which is fantastic. But I am going to set the camera up. I'm going to film a quick get ready with me for TikTok before we go downstairs and film the reels. Well, it's not often that Lydia schools me in the camera world, but I've just been trying to set up a little shoot set here, and I was struggling, wasn't I? I was creating really strong shadows on the back wall, and then when I was removing on the back wall, I was creating them on the left side wall, and I had loads of light set up, and it just didn't look right. And my camera was actually back here, and the frame was the side table and just the edge of the stairs, but we've actually brought it all the way in, so it's a lot more minimal, but I think that looks very nicely lit, and it's actually going to be like that. There we go. So I just think that looks a lot nicer as a set. So well done to you. I'm impressed. We're just trying to work out if there's a way of us fixing this art onto the drop back without causing too much damage to the wall, because it would look nice. I don't think in the middle there, I think top right, like you said.
Like here?
Yeah, like somewhere over that side.
Maybe here, just a smidgen in.
That's out of frame.
Is it?
Yeah. There's in frame.
Can you just hold it around so I can see? I mean, it would be better if it was the antique gentleman, but I don't know how that's fixed to the walls because the carpenters did it.
Velcro.
Velcro?
What?
I did not know that that was fixed to the wall with Velcro, but that's really good.
But no shit happened.
Can you just hold it around so I can see? I mean, it would be better if it was the antique gentleman, but I don't know how that's fixed to the walls because the carpenters did it. Velcro.
Velcro.
But that's really good. Is it the what's it called? Those special things?
It's not that one wants that wall to come off, so it's only held on by two.
Okay, we need to get that fixed properly. However, these are things that you can use. How scary is that? I did not know that was done with...
Yeah, it's damaging the wall.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's taken off the paint. Anyway, you stand in there. Yeah, see, that is perfect.
Where do you think?
So I don't think over to the side like that. I think in the middle of that. Yeah, so like that. Yeah, it would have to sit in the middle.
Not high?
No. Because art should always be at eye level anyway. So I would say you stick it right in between that. But the thing that you can do, which always I think looks really beautiful when hanging art, is using a dado clip and just hanging it with string. So you can hang it as long as you want. It always looks really effective.
Dado is not the right way around it.
I know, but we have this one up here, and I don't.
There isn't a hanger. There's no place to hang there. It's too shallow. So the dado, it will have to hang there.
The clip, no, it's not right there. Can we just have a look at that through there? Honestly, babe, I'm not even shitting you. We need to get art on this wall. It looks so cosy. Oh, those tones are everything.
So we need to work out a way of getting something to
put that.
So basically, if I was to stick two nails there and there, then it would just slot onto.
Yeah, but I'm not
this.
comfortable with doing it so botched like that, because that is an antique, and if that fell, I'd be heartbroken because I love that. I'm not worrying about it chipping. I'm worrying about this falling off.
But it wouldn't. If I hooked it, because it would hook in. It's not. It would hook into that little groove. It's there. I think it'd be enough. You'd have to seriously.
The tones of this are so nice. I'm so stealing this setup.
What about just leaving it?
No, it's too low. We need some height. It needs to be high up.
Okay, I think I've come up with a plan that means that we can temporarily hang this piece of art and then remove the fixings that I've applied without damaging the wall, and the art can go back on the other side. So I have gone and grabbed some dado, which is the same piece of wood that's actually been used to panel the walls, and I'm going to cut it down and screw it to the back of that frame, which means that I can unscrew it when I'm finished. And if I use this as the base, I'm hoping that that will slot into this section of the dado rail, and it will actually hold it up, and then we can just clip it onto the paneling and have the picture up, and then when we're finished I'll just unscrew it quickly. So I've grabbed myself a couple of screws. I've got a level, tape measure, saw, and a Phillips screwdriver and a pencil, and I've also got a little drill bit just to drill a pilot hole through the wood. So I think I've got everything I need to undertake the task, so I'm going to get busy, just work out where I need to fix this piece of wood across the back of the antique to ensure that I get it as level as possible and as central as possible. Piece of art is so I've fixed the wood to the back of the frame now. I'm just going to stick some blue tack to the bottom of the wood just to give it a little bit more of a hold when I fix it up. Pictures hung up on the wall really nicely, but it's a little bit of an impossible hang because the frame is actually wonky. So as you can see, the top is plumb, but if you come and step back, you'll see that the frame actually comes out just slightly on the wonk. So I'll ask Lydia and see what her preference is, but I think leveling up the top is the right thing. I'm not sure. We'll see what she says. But yeah, looking good. Beautiful. So do you think it's better to level up the top or the sides?
noticed, I'd just leave it. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fine.
Okay. There you go then. That's the set, and before we lose all the light today, it's time to get filming. So the house is back together. Art's back on the wall up there. I actually fixed this properly now with nails. A, because it'd be easier to get on and off, but B, those Velcro things were starting to come loose. But I'm just making myself a quick decaffeinated coffee. With our lovely new handmade mugs. Lydia found these. They are so nice. So I'm gonna go for a decaf. We're also enjoying a little bit of cake that Auntie Carrie made for us. Not for you. And then we're going to get these boys in their harnesses, ready to go out for an evening walk. Because we didn't make it this morning, did we? But it's a lovely day, so we're going to make the most of it. Yes, we can power the world with the energy created in your tales. Big news, the garden is starting very, very shortly. We are just working on finalising the patio outside because this is slightly lighter and cooler. Hopefully the match will be found very soon. The guys are working on it at the moment, and then we're going to be literally looking out onto a mud pit. But we are coming into autumn, so I think we've managed to get the most out of the garden this year. And you're going to be very, very disgruntled over the next couple of months because you like to let everyone know who's boss, don't you, mate? No two ways about it. You know you're not allowed in, don't you? So you patiently wait at the back door. You're such good little boys.
Barkley needs a wash. He's rolled in poo.
He's rolled in poo?
Yes.
You'll have a bath later then.
Yeah.
Right, we're all set, ready to go on our dog walk. We're going to be taking a little satchel bag with us because Lydia's going to do a little bit of foraging, I think, for the house. And then when we get back, I'm not going to film the dog walk, we're actually going to put a little bit of paint on the walls in my wardrobe just to double check that we're happy with the colour that Lids has suggested. So we'll do that when we get back. We'll take a look, see what it looks like, and settle down for the evening. A very important part of the day for the dogs. I'm not sure they love it as much as I do. 3, 2, 1. Oh yes. Oh yes. Bubble bath. Ah yes, you can try and get out, my boy, but you won't. You can try. Good boy. Makes my life a lot easier when you do this. Yeah. Oh, you're such a little soggy man. Yes, you are. 40. Come. Come on. Hold on. Good boy. A good scrub with Daddy, isn't it? Yeah. There's a paw. This one. This one. And then the back. Yeah. Okay. This one. Good boy. Good paws. This one. This one. Good boy. This one. This one. Good boy. And then your backs. This one. Good boy. This one. Good boy. Rub your bottom. Good. Right. You ready? Oh. Not the happiest of boys. 2 seconds, Porter. Good boy, good boy. Right. We're nearly done. Just back in here. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Here's a good clean. International Doggy Day today, I believe. What a day. What a day. Another not very happy sausage. It'll be worth it, mate, later when you're smelling good. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Well, that is the colour of the water after the dogs have been in. It actually doesn't look too bad on camera, but let me tell you, it's a little bit brown. Okay, so we've got the kids' dinner, but we've got the bougie tartar sauce. I didn't recognise it in the cupboards. I wasn't looking, I don't know what I thought that was, to be fair. I did see it, there's 2 of them in there. I'll let you know how it goes. Can confirm that the tartar sauce is the real deal. Very decent. We've just finished up having dinner, and we were going to go and do the paint samples up in my office, and Lydia also had some frames and I think some frame stands that she wanted to also decorate, but it's almost 9 o'clock and tomorrow we have the Guards Polo, and we don't really want to be having a late night because we're going to have an earlier start because we would like to create some content in the morning before we head off, and our cab is around 9:30, 10. And so we're just going to sit down and relax, so we're on top form for tomorrow. I'll catch up with you in the morning, probably when I'm suited and booted, ready to head off, and I'll show you my suit because I haven't worn this suit in probably 5 years, and at the time when it was done it was actually like a classic fit, so it was all slightly larger than my preferred fit, and ironically it's one of the only suits that's actually stayed in my wardrobe, and if that doesn't say why it's so important to wear classic cuts, I don't know what it is, because all of my other suits are too tight that I had to send them off to charity, which is lovely, but I also need some in my wardrobe for occasions like this. So I'm going to be wearing it. It's a beautiful dark charcoal colour, and I'm going to be styling it up as a 3-piece, so I'll show you that in the morning. I was a little pressed for time this morning, so I forgot to vlog this section, but this was my first outfit choice for today. It's a really lovely charcoal grey 3-piece. I went for a brown tie with brown shoes from Oliver Sweeney. Lydia thought it might be a bit too formal in comparison to what she was wearing, and so I went and did a few Googles, and I think she was right. There was a lot of preppy wear. So just as an example, this is what Prince Charles wore to a polo game. So super light, very relaxed with a preppy tie. And this guy over here, he's got the blue shirt, double-breasted, mix and match. So these are grey trousers and a navy top. And I thought, okay, well, if this is a royal attire, then maybe I can switch up what I'm going to wear. So instead, I decided to go for this look, which I've got my burgundy tie on, which has got a little touch of blue in it, which ties in nicely with the navy double-breasted jacket from Dries van Noten. And then down at the bottom, I've gone for some suede loafers from Todd's. The only thing that was frustrating me about this look is the trousers are cut for like sneakers and stuff. So I had these made so I could wear them casually. And this is obviously a bit more of a formal look. So I would have loved the trousers to have been a bit longer, just to touch the top of the tongue of the shoe. A slight frustration there, but the general feel for the look is, I think, on point. I think it's the right thing for today, and although I did love the 3-piece suit, I do think that the look I'm going for is a little bit more suitable. So just a little bit of an update, because I did forget to do this for you a second ago. Looks like there's a little market going on over here. We have just arrived to the Royal Box here at the Guards Polo. This is actually the Queen's box. I think William's box is actually on a field that's further back. He has his own pitch. It's such a beautiful little location. To start, we've got Mediterranean vegetables and asparagus with caper dressing and baby leaves. Looks amazing. Okay, here we are. We've got the pan-fried sea bream with leeks and potato. I'll tuck into that. Perfect. An iced raspberry souffle.
Playing the Polo Botte Guards Ladies Charity Polo game right in front of us, ready to get underway. I'm extremely excited about this. This is the best of the best in ladies polo. We've got the 2 teams, Semper Anticus, that have recently really made a splash in the British game, and then AM Polo. So I'll run you through, as you can see, Separanticus is on the left. If you're ready, I'll announce you at number 1, we've got Clorinda Damadi. So a big welcome to her, bringing in this team that's been playing mostly based in Cirencester, but down here.
So here's a view of the Queen's enclosure from the front, this little section just here. Everyone's currently walking around on the pitch, just repairing the divots, stamping them back in, because we finished the second chucker. A chucker is, I thought he said it was in 7 chuckers in a game, but I think we've only had 2, so I'm not 100% sure, but basically a chucker is part of the game, whether it's a quarter or a 6th or a 7th or an 8th, I don't know. But yeah, everybody's out here now just working on replacing the divots. We've got the guys now just coming back onto the pitch, so we are making our way off.
If I could call forward Her Highness Sheikh Alia Al Maktoum. Please welcome Clorinda Damadi. And also starting to engrave her name on many trophies across the country, it is Chloe Horswell. At number 3, threatening to retire but never quite going through with it is Lucy Coddington. The best on the field, has been the best for a very, very long time. And we're all so proud of Nina Clarkin.
Afternoon teas being served. Look at that. Oh. And the second game of polo's just kicked off.
Here comes the attack again. Phoebe goes up for the pass. Kata is challenged there by Olympia.
Okay, so we're back in the car. I've had a very quick outfit change. I've kept on the same trousers and I've gone to a linen white shirt and I put on my Suit Supply moccasins, but it's been a really lovely day. I actually understood the rules of the guards polo, or just the polo, actually quite easily. It's yeah, it's quite easy. The game is relatively easy. There are certain rules that aren't so easy, why they give penalties, etc. But the general gist and flow of the game, I understood, which was good because it meant I could watch it and kind of understand. I do think it's quite bizarre that every time they score a goal, they switch ends.
Didn't know that.
So they fluctuate. Not like most sports, you have a half and a half. This is obviously divided down into multiple sections. Oh, there's a muntjac deer up there.
I think Windsor Great Park is very similar to Woburn,
okay.
in that they just have deers roaming
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. So anyway, it was really nice and the food was incredible. So it was
I'm sorry, I love that you took an actual picture of the poo from the horse. Basically, when there's like a break in the game, you go onto the pitch. What do they call it?
I think he was just sort of like
Dibbing or something like that.
Was it not just like divot stomping or treading?
I don't know, but basically you become the groundsman and you go onto the grounds and you put the areas of the ground that have come away from the horse's hooves, but there's obviously horse's poo everywhere, so loads of people were going up to the poos to put that back in the ground, and it was a poo, and Ali took a picture of the poo for comedy.
They're the boys, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Anyway, we are just about to head across to Oakley Court and we're going to be going for dinner, a little bit of a date night. We thought we're over in Windsor and we've actually been suggested to go here by a number of people, so hopefully we'll have a lovely dinner. This feels very familiar. Yeah, I feel like I might have been to Oakley Court before. Might have been with one of my other girlfriends. So we're going to the Summer River House. Is it down there, is it?
Yes.
I'm guessing so.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it looks like the vibe. Right, I've just got back from golf, which I'm not playing my best golf at the moment, I'm not gonna lie. I hit under 100, which is not a bad thing, but I'm not striking the ball very well. It's very frustrating. However, I've come home, Lydia is painting her frames, and I thought, do you know what? I'm gonna quickly do the samples in my wardrobe upstairs before I get into something comfortable. And so, the colours that we're gonna be doing are Treron, Cobble, Hornblende,
and we're going to try
Drop Cloth, and then we'll see what else is in the cupboard. But I'm just going to do a few little samples.
Well, no, this is what I was going to say to you. I think that we should go upstairs and decide on, I think by your door,
what colour, and then do a bigger area.
do big areas. The only thing that is you'll see it in your mirror when you're taking pictures.
That's okay.
But I think you should do like a whole stripe so you can see it from the wall to the woodwork.
Okay. Here's Lummy.
Small Lummy! These two have been a pair of hooligans.
Yep, Hellraisers.
Yeah.
Right, let's go and have a look in the paint cupboard. This is our sample pot. So I'm gonna have a look through here, see if there are any colours that float my boat. And then obviously we have a few colours that already existed in the house, which are the ones that we've just mentioned, that we'll quickly go through and see what works.
Have you talked to them through what the plan is for this room?
Not in its entirety, we'll do that in another video.
Oh.
Roughly, I think I roughly have.
This would be the perfect thing to do.
Well, it's at the end of my vlog.
Be careful.
No, I'm just getting them out so we know what.
Yes, but I think that these are the main contenders and Hornblende. Like those ones are probably too green.
Too stagey, like.
I personally think that start with Treron and I would do the bottom section over there.
You want me to actually paint the wardrobe? I was going to do the wall behind the...
No, I think I want to get an idea of it painted. That's what I said, you'd be able to see it behind.
I think here, because this is what's going to get painted, I can paint this.
I don't think it'll give you the same feel, but
Why not?
It's up to you. But I would paint the cupboard, the skirting, and the woodwork just to get an idea, because it's going to be all one colour. Remember?
Yeah, but you have to remember that I've got 4 samples.
Yes. So you'll do one stripe along the bottom, then another stripe above it, then another stripe above it. Personally, I think that that's the best thing to do to get a real idea of how the colour looks.
Okay.
You're so good. You do things so like properly.
Why?
I'd just be like, get the colour on the wall.
Well, I'm not really doing it that properly. It's not that level.
No. But,
So I'll do 1, 2, 3.
no, I do a bottom one.
And a bottom one. First colour that we're going to be painting is Hornblende.
From Paint and Paper Library.
From where?
Paint and Paper Library. I think this is going to be
deep,
the underdog.
it's dark.
Yeah, it will be dark.
Huh?
Get it on that bloody skirting.
Do you need to do another coat on that?
Yeah, definitely. You just need to let it dry though.
This next paint is Treron by Faribault.
That's what we've got in our bathroom, our ensuite.
With Saron Sweet.
Yeah.
It stinks.
Oh, I think that's going to look too blue in here.
It has got blue in it. I think it smells. I'm rushing it because I can't be able to smell it anymore. It's getting messy.
Hornblende for me at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what's in your office.
This this is my office, yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh,
What?
it's got like black stuff on it.
What do you mean black stuff?
Just got like blacky, scabby top on it.
Mm.
Stinks. Smells like bins, like bad bins.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because there's stagnant air that's released when you open it up.
Yeah, it smells like eating poo. It smells like fart.
That covers well, doesn't it?
Yeah. Does cover well.
Grey in here, isn't it?
Very grey.
Oh, I smell it now. It smells like Copydex glue. I want to see a second coat on that hornblende though.
So this will be the lightest,
So, yeah, this will be light. It's got sort of like an antique-y feel to it. Obviously, that's why we got it in the hallways. But I don't think you're. Ooh.
That's why they're looking, not looking good. Whoa, that's the worst. That's like gone hard.
Oh dear, too much air to it.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder if I get any colour though. It's just to get a feel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Probably gone off. It may go off, I don't know. We're just about to apply a second coat of hornblende because Lydia's taken a liking to it. Yes? Well,
I think it's definitely the colour, like in terms of the shade. It's got enough green, but it still has an old-time feel to it,
yeah.
which is really nice. I don't think the others quite encapsulate that feel, other than obviously drop cloth, but it's not, I don't know if it's right for your dressing room.
No.
So funny, we didn't like it in your office. It's amazing how like lighting is different.
Well, also maybe we changed as well.
No. It was supposed to be. If you look at the colour that's in your office now, it feels like this colour in there, but it's just the way that the rooms are different.
So that one's very dark, like very dark.
But that's lit very differently to your to in here. Like it's got one window that faces a woodland essentially. It doesn't. It's always been a dark room. Do you want to remove the tape?
Yeah.
I don't think cobble is right in here. It's too grey.
Yeah.
My favourite is hornblende.
Do we need to order any more samples, do you think?
I think we could maybe look at some lighter shades, perhaps.
Like similar but different.
Well, just lighter, see if you can get that same richness to the green.
Yeah. Okay, so here's some samples that the top three have actually only had one coat and the bottom has had two. So we really need to see this in the daylight, and also when the paint dries, it will always dry in a different colour. So we have from the top, drop cloth, below that's cobble, below that is Treron, and then at the very bottom, hornblende. So they're the colours we've got on the wall at the moment, which Lydia's warming to hornblende the most. She thinks it's got a nice rich green colour to it. However, you want to experiment with a couple more, you were saying?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to achieve the look that you want in a lighter colour, personally, because I think that if you remember when we were looking at all of the inspo pictures for men's dressing rooms, they are dark.
Yeah.
Either dark woods, dark blues, etc. So yeah, I think that you have to have a head and heart moment with
whether I want to think about lighter colours for filming and work, or whether I want to think about what's the best for the room.
Yes. I think that if you were to go dark, you would find a way to like light it and have it the way that you want it. It just would take some time. It's the same with me and my room. Like, my room is so much darker now than what it was.
I obviously think that the top one, which looks really stony in here, sorry, the top one looks too stony. Cobble looks grey.
Yeah.
That's what my office is. That's outrageous.
It's nuts, isn't it?
It looks completely different.
But it's really funny because when we put hornblende on the wall in your office, it looked brown.
Yeah.
Whereas in here, it's like the perfect mix of like heritage green.
And I think that the Treron looks too like vibrant.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Almost towards the sagey spectrum.
Yeah.
And we need something deeper, richer.
I think that with hornblende, when you have all of the old trunks and suitcases in here, you're really going to see it look its best, in my personal opinion. Before we finalise what actually goes onto the walls, wardrobe and ceiling in here, because we're completely painting it all in one colour. So I think that was progressive. Yeah. And hopefully we'll make a final decision soon. You'll have to find out in another video what we decide, but I hope you have enjoyed this week's video. As always, I will link all of the relevant details in the description box below. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you next Wednesday, 5 PM. Take care.